What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the shop. Now, I've finally added a pillar drill to the shop, a much needed piece of kit. There's been a couple of projects lately where I've badly needed to be able to drill a perpendicular hole nice and straight to the workpiece, and I've had drift, I've had screw holes go off different directions on me, so this was badly needed. This is a record power 58p, and it was manufactured in 2001, so it's actually 18 years old. So it's new to the shop, but it's not new. It's a second-hand drill. It's on a pillar, as you can see. Some people call these drill presses. I always call them a pillar drill, but it's cast iron. These things are bulletproof, cast iron handle, everything on it, up to a 16mm chuck, I believe. And like I say, it is almost bomb-proof, and it has had a very easy life up to now. It's immaculate, so I'm delighted with it. So what I'm going to do in this video is make a drill press table, or a pillar drill table. I have some WBP plywood left over there, a few bits of scraps. So let's throw something together and see what we come up with. Right guys, this is our piece of WBP ply. It's a pretty high grade ply, but it has voids and stuff in it, so it's not the highest grade plywood you get. It's not furniture grade, but it's a pretty decent plywood, so this is what I'm going to use. I just have a piece of it lying around here. I've been making various projects out of it, and so this is what we're going to cut our table out of. So it's going to be 400 by 600, so roughly 12 by 24 inches. And I'm just using a framing square to try and get two pieces, because I'm going to make a double thickness. This is 3/4 ply, so we're going to make it two pieces, one on top of the other. So I'm just using my framing square just to mark out two pieces, because I don't think I have a straight edge left on this. So yeah, first thing we're going to do is cut out our two sections. So let's do that. Right, here is our table then. So we have our two pieces. They're just going to go together just like that, so it's nice and thick. Now, I've marked a 200mm center section. So I've gone 10 centimeters or 100mm either side of center, and I want this piece to be removable. So what I'm hoping to do now is run two 45-degree cuts to this way and this way on the miter saw to take this center section out. I'll be able to slide it in and out then. And according as I need new pieces, I can cut new pieces and slide them in. That's the plan anyway. So we're going to see how this works. Hopefully it all pans out. So the whole idea being is that this center piece is a sacrificial piece now that we can drill straight down into, so we don't get any tear out or break out on the far side of the timber that we're drilling. And I can take this out, flip it around, use it both sides, chuck it out when it's no good, and slide in a new piece according as I need it. So let's see if we can make this work. Okay, we're back from the miter saw. That actually worked out pretty well. So as you can see, I have a 45-degree cut there and there. This will be my permanent tabletop, so this will be getting fixed down, and this will be my sacrificial piece. So the idea is that that will slide in there like that, and hopefully they should clamp. Now obviously I've lost the curve of the blade both sides, so I will have to resize my bottom panel, but that's not a big deal. The whole idea is to get this to work. So that's in there seamlessly now, and this should slide in and out like that. And then I just have to take this out, flip it around. I should be able to slide it in when it's all screwed together, just like that. And then if I need to make a new piece of this, I can do, and slide that in. So yeah, that's the general gist of what's going to happen here now. So let's make it happen. Okay, here's where we're at. I've drilled some holes for screws. I'm going to screw this as well as glue it because I want to make sure that this lines up correctly. I want to keep everything square. So I'm going to put a small bit of glue and then use my screws to hold it. So I've just drilled 6 holes either side and countersunk them. Now I know that my bottom piece is perfectly square and my top piece was perfectly square. And because the curve of my blade took a couple of milli out of the top piece either side, it's now short, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work from this edge that I know to be square, fix this side down, bit of glue, screw it down, and then we'll work over from there. So that's the plan. That keeps everything square and as it should be. And then we can just trim this side to suit. And I want to keep it relatively tight. So I just want to be able to pull this thing in and out. I don't want it to be loose in it, so about there I think is good. So we can line this guy up first. And we can glue and screw it. Let's do it. So obviously I don't want my glue to spill over out into here, so I'm not going to use that much glue. I'm just going to put a bit of glue down the center. That's a nice snug fit. So happy days. So there's our removable center section, which if everything is correct, we should be able to flip it around. Not quite. So we're not exactly square. Right, after a slight bit of adjustment, we should be pretty good. So the idea being is that is now our center sacrificial piece, which we can slide in and out a little bit more snug on this side, but still slides in there perfect. Now that's in there good and solid. So next thing we want to do now is build our fence. So that's going to be fairly straightforward. It's just going to be like that. We'll cut some 45s just to brace it up, and we might take a section out of this just to allow it to go back over the pillar. So nice and simple. So yeah, there's not going to be much to this, so let's get on it. Right, we're just assembling the fence, so I spared you the tedium of watching me drill all the holes. So I've drilled a series of holes in the front and countersunk them all, squared those lines down and around, and countersunk the bottom of the fence as well. And we will glue and screw in our 90-degree pieces just like that. So we've got 4 90-degree pieces to go along, just taking care not to put anyone in the center because I might be taking the center piece of this, the back of this fence out. So I've already glued these 2 pieces together, so I just screwed along the bottom, countersunk them, so it'll be nice and flat when it's all done, and just a small bit of glue. Again, this is kind of like a quick and easy pillar drill table, so it's kind of a prototype. I'm seeing how all this stuff is going to work out, and then I might make it from some nicer materials later on, but let's just see if this works first. So it's a case of me just going to glue and screw this thing now. Let's get on it. Right, hopefully that's coming out of the camera. I have the laser set up again, very, very handy tool. You've probably seen me use it before, but for doing things like this, it's ideal. So I've lined my laser up dead center of my truck. It's also hitting my pillar dead center. It's hitting my fence dead center and my table dead center. So now I know everything is lined up, and I've already used it to line up my table underneath. So I should be able to mark this now down here, and I can mark from my cutout in my fence for my pillar, and I should be good to go. So everything should be 100% lined up. Right, so if we look at the back of our fence then, that's what we need to take out. So I'm going to get the biggest hole saw I have now and take out a nice circle out of there and just cut down to it. And that will be our fence just about finished. And then if we flip this guy over and look underneath, we have marked out where we can put our bolts. Now, what I'm hoping is, and it should work out perfect, if I slide this guy out and I drill my bolts through just at the end of each of these channels, that should bring my bolts through here. I can countersink my bolts heads down into this then, and you won't see how it's fixed. I'll be able to slide this guy over the top and there'll be no bolts showing here. So that's the plan. And these are the bolts I'm going to use. So they're going to go down through this to fix my table to my pillar drill. So let's do that now. Right, I have my 4 holes for my 4 bolts in, and I have them countersunk with a Forstner bit from this side and a 10mm hole straight the way through. So they'll sit just like that. And this guy will then slide in over just like that. So you won't even see the 4 bolts from the top. So that's the plan. So now it's just a case of take the orbital sander to this, give everything just a light sand, just a quick touch up. Just take the marks off it, get it looking nice. Maybe hit it with a bit of Boyle linseed oil, and it's almost home and dry. We can test it out. Let's do it. Okay guys, there we go. That is one pillar drill table with removable center section. Just like that. So this is the sacrificial piece. So as I drill through my different pieces, this will obviously get worn out, and you can adjust it anywhere along you want. So you can literally wear out this whole piece all the way along its length. Even flip it around if you need be. You could make half pieces and slide them in. It's completely up to yourselves. I think the design actually works. I'm pretty happy with it. Like I say, it's only WBP ply, so it's not the most expensive ply. It would be nice to make this out of some nice furniture grade birch ply, which I think I will do. So we'll call this prototype 1. And for now, I'm just going to use clamps to operate the fence and see how I get on with it. As you saw, I have notched it at the back so that fence can slide right back out of the way and go around the pillar itself. I think for the second iteration of this, if I do decide to go with a nice furniture ply, well, this ply is not too bad to be honest. You just won't get a nice sanded edge the same way as you would with birch ply. It can still be a little bit rough, and there are holes and voids in this plywood. But yeah, like I say, the birch ply would be really, really nice. It would be a a really nicely made table, and you could cut T-slots in it, which is what I will do. I'll put 2 T-tracks in it for my fence to slide up and down, and I'll put a T-track in the top of the fence so I can have a stop block as well if you need to drill a bunch of holes all the same size or the same distance in on multiple different pieces. You can just run them up to your top stop block, drill your hole, next piece in, drill your hole, next piece in, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's not too bad. Right guys, there we go. That has been my new pillar drill, complete with my new pillar drill table with removable center section. So hopefully that video has been useful to you, and hopefully you get some inspiration from it. Like I say, I will remake this at a later date after I give it a good test out and make sure I'm 100% happy with how everything works. But I think I will make it out of some nice birch ply and maybe even put a walnut or maple border around it, cut in some T-tracks, and yeah, make a really nice jig out of this thing. So that's been it guys. Apologies if this video has seemed a little bit on the rushed side, but time has been unbelievably limited in the shop of late, and I only had a couple of hours to try and knock this out and get it on video as well. So if it's a little bit rushed, I apologise again. So comments and questions below, anything you want to know about this, anything you feel I've left out and you want to see, just ask. I will get back to you, and if it has been useful, hit like and hit subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one guys. Take it easy.